Hello, tonight we're going to do smoked haddock, potato farl, wilted spinach and a whole grain cream. This recipe would have been in our house every Friday when we were small, but Mum would have had a different slant on it. She would have used coli, potatoes that were left from yesterday's dinner. So this is a dish that we utilised the ingredients, and I think it's very important that food doesn't go to the bin, that we're able use our food up the day after, that we cut back on all the waste and look after our environment. So we're going to start off with the smoked haddock now. Now this is our smoked haddock. This is naturally smoked in Atlantis. It's smoked with oak chips, so you don't have that bright yellow off it. It's, you can see just the tint going through it. There's a few bones in it, so I'm going to remove them just literally with your tweezers. You'll feel it with your finger. Just work it down there. And same here, we have a few bones in it. Now I'm just going to remove that little bit there. I always cut the very tip off the tail, keep that for a little bit of stock, and then just with a little bit of flesh there, and move it. Now, and then cut it into two halves, and we'll leave that aside then for poaching. As you can see, it's quite thin, so this will poach really quickly, which I'll show you in a few minutes. Now we're going to make our potato farl. I have the mashed potato here, so I'm going to add in my spring onion. I'm going to add in half of this onion because I need the rest for my sauce later. Just give that a good mix. Cracked black pepper, salt, some whisked egg, not all of that, and then I will put a little bit of flour in 1 second. I'm just going to mix this up first. Now I'm going to put in some flour. See it come together nicely. And it really all depends on the potato at the time of year, how much flour and everything it will take, how floury the potatoes are, how wet the potatoes are. So sometimes, recipes have to change. Now we're going to mould them now. Just before you mould your potato cake, add in your last ingredient, your dill. Put this in the very last so it keeps its vibrant colour. Now out on the counter. It's nearly like making a bit of bread, to be honest. So we're going to cut in half because we're going to get two. So literally, some people might think that's a lot of potato, but that is your potato with your dish then and your spinach then is your vegetable. So it's a meal in one. Now just leave them rest there, and we're going to start poaching the fish. Now we're going to get our court bouillon. So you can see I have lemon, bay leaf, peppercorn and onion, and I'm going to put in the water now. And we're going to let that come up to a light simmer. And I'm going to put a small dash of white wine into it as well, for that extra bit of flavour. So while that is coming up to a simmer, I'm going to seal off my potato farl. So you need to get a good hot pan. Nice bit of olive oil. So you're just literally going to seal these off, and then we're going to put them back in and we'll put them in the oven for a few seconds. Leave them there for about a minute to get nice and brown on either side. Now I'm going to check. Oh, beautiful. Good hot pan is essential for this. And you can see my court bouillon is starting to come lightly through a little simmer there. When you're taking the potato farls out, make sure you place them on a floured dish so they won't stick when you're trying to get them back out of the oven. I'm just going to check the other side. Yeah, it's perfect. So, onto my floured dish. And I'm just going to put a little bit of cooking butter over for flavour. We'll put them to the side now and we'll put them in a few minutes into the oven. Now you can see my water is lightly simmering, so I'm going to, there's not a lot of water in this one because the fish is so thin. Just place the fish in there. As I said, this is going to cook very quickly. We'll turn it around in a few minutes. Okay, we leave that work away there then. Now we're going to start on the sauce. So heat. I have some white wine. And I have some diced onions. I'm just going to let that come to the boil. It's a very easy sauce actually, and just go turn the fish around now already. And I'll put a small little bit of the liquid in as well, because the nice flavour from the smoked fish will be in it, and it'll be just give that extra little bit of flavour to the sauce. Just a tiny little bit. Perfect. That's come to the boil already. This dish will come together very quickly. Now there's a good reduction there on the sauce. This dish will come together quickly now, and just turn the fish. Believe it or not, it's nearly there cooked. Now I'm going to add in my cream. Then the lemon. Lemon with cream actually thickens it. So a small little bit of zest there. And then there's no pits in, so the juice. I'm just going to work your sauce around like that so it goes in. And then the whole grain mustard. Whole grain mustard is lovely with fish. It's lovely texture and lovely flavour. And also horseradish is another one I love to use with fish. As you can see now, that's nearly to a sauce consistency. And my fish is looking good. I'm quickly going to put the potato cakes into the oven to give them a heat through. Go reduce sauce down a little bit now. And the only thing I've left to do then is the spinach in a few minutes. I'm just going to taste it like that and see how we fix for seasoning and everything. Oh, it's lovely. The sharpness of it and the citrus is really lovely. It's going to go really nice with the fish. Okay, now I'm going to cook off the spinach, and it's just literally wilted spinach. So literally exactly how it sounds, that you just wilt the spinach. It might seem like a lot of spinach, but spinach just cooks down to nothing. As you can see, my fish is just absolutely lovely now. Look how flaky that is there. It is so nice. And don't throw that stock out, keep that stock, and we'll use it for later on, maybe for a chowder base or for another dish later on as we get further on in our cooking them up. And look how tiny the spinach has gone. That's wilted now, so I'm going to put that on the plate. The spinach cooks down really fast. Now look how tiny that's after getting. Now we're going to get the paper cakes. Lovely. And just in the center. And then our fish is next. Just take your time getting the fish up. Put the smaller little bits on the bottom. Make sure you get as much juice off as possible. The smell is just lovely. Now there's a bit of a bay leaf. Stick that back in there. And now we're going to go with our sauce. Which is after reducing lovely. You don't want too much of this sauce because it's quite strong. I'm going to put a little bit over your fish. Now, and then the last little touch, just a little bit of lemon to garnish. And a small bit of dill. Lemon, yeah. And if you don't have a bit of lemon, just a small bit of dill sitting on top of that. There you go. Enjoy.